Okay. Okay. Sorry, these machines aren't as easy as they look. So manually select the paper tray first. Okay. Hey. Okay. Oh, I forgot to enlarge it. Damn. That shows the original area called A6. Now, I may have to manually select A3, the original area, or I might just use that as a rough guide. I don't want to get too perfectionistic. I haven't got time to get too, well, as I say, anal retentive about it. Normally I am, but I've got to go to Adelaide. That's where I think I'm going. You can select a custom original size. The only problem is I've just been canned by what's called an auto clear. Hang it. I'm going to use a custom original size. Get a bit more polished. I don't want to get too polished, obsessive, but normally I am because I've got Asperger's syndrome. So the rough area we'll have to select will be 65mm by about approximately 55mm. These things are not easy. Layout is one of the most hardest things I've found. Okay. Oh shit, I bet I've stuffed up the authentication. No, got in, yes. Thought I fat fingered it. No, I didn't. Let's set this tray first. Original setting, so I said custom size. X equals. We'll start with a Y because I showed the Y first, up and down. So I said Y was about 65mm. So watch it come up on the screen. 65, and you got to think I've got to put a 0. Bit tricky. And this one I think I said was 55mm. So 55 up on the screen and a 0, and that should complete it. Gotcha. Got to mention, black is the best way to start with the layout. It's cheaper. Zoom is what we need. I think the zoom, we'll have to punch it up to 400. I wasn't going to talk, but how I am. We'll leave that out. We're doing what's called a layout. Some features won't work in black and white. Lots of features won't. Okay, there you go. See, I got the layout wrong, didn't I? So there we go. We got to go. It's a feature I was going to use, which is why I wanted the layout to be correct. Centering. Let's see if I set this silly thing up correctly. Let's see if it works. Even I stuffed this up. Okay, what do we got? Oh, damn, we stuffed it up again. Pass. Damn you, copier design. Sorry. I'm trying to work out this thing. I should be good at this, but I haven't practiced this feature very often. Now, my IQ's a hard 137. I've got Asperger's syndrome. I think about copier systems a lot, and I have this one in my bedroom, and I still muck it up, quote unquote. Now, damn. Troubleshooting. Oh, damn you. Okay, it's called a feature clash. Damn. Alright, we're going to try one more option. It might mean that we need a bigger paper size. It's nicer on bigger paper anyway. A4 looks a bit puny. Designed for usual office use? Well, I say jerk off no. Why is it square? Okay, forget it. Now, first I've got to enter this into my memory. But then what's the point? It's a stupid setting anyway, so we're just going to use that A6 area that we had on that piece of paper. We're just going to keep it simple, right? Sometimes even an expert has to get a little bit... Well, I'm in a hurry, so this just shows in an office situation this is going to drive the average user mad. And average users are not going to be terribly chuffed about this either. You can cancel auto clear, but if you're working in an office, it's someone else's copier, well, you got no damn choice. Okay, another layout test. We're staying on black. It's more expensive. It's even worse when you're using a public. So we're going back to, and that's another thing. It drives up. The average person can't just go here and correct themselves like I can. And even I can't always correct myself, as you saw, with that layout problem. Seriously. Even though I'm just a hobbyist at the moment, I am going to design a self-guided photocopier that'll do all this stuff for the operator. It's going to take, this is going to be one of the hardest research subjects to deal with, is dealing with this layout problem. But now we have to stay in black and white, because the rules of this stupid copier, pardon my French, I do like this copier. Nothing against the French, it's just a silly turn of phrase. Why did that turn of phrase get created? Beats me. It's a stupid turn of phrase, but there's a lot of stupid turn of phrases that even I've used, so get out of this. Stop talking, okay? This might simulate what goes on in an office when you get distracted by constant work. Centering. Okay, we're staying on centering. I think we don't set the zoom first. I think that might have been my mistake, was setting the zoom. See, it's easy to get it wrong. I don't learn by manual, I learn by do. But I don't think most average people learn by education. Oh, that looks good. I think that's quite on the centre. I think we got it nicely centred just by manually placing it there. So now we're just going to hit it up to 400, and let's hope this centering actually works this time. Okay. The layout problem. Oh, I forgot to set some... Damn you. What can I say? Alright. Try another tack. We've also got to enable another mode which will give us a really nice image in the end when we've got this nonsense done. Centering, center zoom. This might do it automatically, I hope. Yeah, see, it's going up automatically. 195%. Now hopefully this will work. Okay. But not big enough, damn you. But for now, it'll have to do. We might have to. Well, what we do? No, we've got to... Well, we can demonstrate a feature clash with black and white. We'll use a colour-related feature. Yes, we can use this. Great. Great, great, great. But what happens when we try to use this hub? Oh, yes, and this is annoying too. Okay. I love copiers. Fine. I make a joke out of it. I have a jestful attitude when I foul up on copying, even though sometimes it blows my budget. Well, in public facilities it has. This is a lot cheaper for me and a lot more controlled. You have to get into colour now. But you can see this thing's full of damn bells and whistles. Decide not to use that for now. But if you know to me, I do sort of know, but I don't know everything. Right? Every time it's a learning damn curve. Okay? It's a learning curve. And deciding and decision making is a part of it. Why on earth does Konica Minolta and other brands put these dang features in? I am beaten on that. I'm beaten. Honestly, I'm beaten. I don't understand. Well, we're just going to start with a normal copy first. And this is just a Zine Fest I'm copying, just a business card I got from the Sticky Institute. They host a festival in Melbourne each year, which I think is coming up in, early mid-February, called Festival of the Photocopier. Look it up on the internet. There you go, if you're interested in photocopiers or zines. Okay, take this off the platen. That's not big enough for this silly automated function. Oh, we're going to hit it into mode memory. I think we'll do that, but we'll have to make alterations. This is a good feature if you want to reuse something, or you want to, or profile, or you don't want to lose it in the mode memory. So we'll just call it sticky. Alright, maybe I'd go a bit long-winded here. Okay, sticky. This platen's a bit sticky. I've been imaging myself on this bloody machine. I haven't cleaned it. Yuck. Absolutely grotty. It's a bit sticky. Yep, before we go any further, we're going to have to change this. Believe you me, it's not going to work. We've got an A4. Only problem is, damn it, it's not going to zoom up in the centre. Damn it. This is honestly, I love copiers, but this gets beyond the joke. So, whether I'll stay on that and I'll have to manually position it, or, damn, far out. Just leave it on that. Dang. Well, I thought these machines are meant to make life easier. Well, I really think it's a load of con, really. Don't get me wrong, I love the Konica Minolta. I love the company, well, but the company culture isn't any shock, really. They're not making machines with ethics like any company, but I'm not going to bullet hole them because I really love the company. So, original size in question. So I think we're going to use B5, which is a bit of an obscure size, B5R. Now I wanted this demo to be short to show, but for some reason I seem to be getting some kind of inkling that I've got to put it in this position. Why? Whether I'll have to shift it over to the B5 area. Copious pain. Okay, we're just going to pull up. See, we've just been canned by AutoClear. Trials and tribulations of using a photocopier in the 21st century, 2014. We'll just demonstrate what this mode memory is. So, we've just got the sticky as a profile, and bang, it's in there. Now zoom. What are we going to do with the zoom? Image adjust. Get out. Alright, we are going to go and we are going to turn off this silly image adjust. We'll use the image adjust first. Don't worry. Whatever. As copier culture people would say in places like the Sticky Institute, who actually appreciate photocopiers. Yeah. Whatever. It's that sort of nondescript term you say. Whatever. When you're a person who wants to work in the photocopier industry to improve it, and you can't get a job, and you're just nothing but a dog's body in normal people term. Whatever. Whatever. I feel that that's what the people at the Sticky Institute would say, or the people who come to that place. Because copier culture is a very dark culture. Zine writers, people who make their own self-published works, are very sad people, very dark people. But they're a lot smarter than anyone could let on. Believe you me, they are. Dark and moody. They love independent music. Very dark, but you can see I've just stuffed it up again. They don't show a clear practical application for their interest. They mainly make their own little books called zines. Zine culture's been going on since the punk culture days, like fanzines, fanzine. Now, for some reason I'm feeling gravitated towards that. Now I should really, but of course we'll have a feature clash in black and white, won't we? Damn it. So a lot of zine writers are like gothy types, punk types, misfits, very dark, but they have come from a very dark lifestyle, or maybe upbringing in the family. I don't know why I'm fouling this up, man. Just got canned. Damn. Now I've got to go to Adelaide, and it looks as if the copier isn't performing anywhere near it should perform. So I'm going to have to do something manual and fold this original, this intermediate. Fold it. Hello. Okay, we've just given it a fold over the long edge. Now we're just going to simply line the long edge up. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit crooked, but hey, zine culture, or copier culture as we want to call it. And it's odd, you know, people will just say to me, well, they say these people, well, they just make zines, eh? Oh, they're dark, they listen to weird music. Oh, weird music, like, well, some of the music's more mainstream-ish, like New Order, you know. New Order, like Bizarre Love Triangle, if you remember 1987, 80s. Dark time, I think the 80s were fairly dark. So they listen to music like that. Bit of craft work, you know, machine sort of music. Machine type music. Very cold, clinky, clunky. But then they listen to a lot of other types of music, which to me doesn't appeal. But I like a lot of that machine type music. It depends on who you are. Yeah, they love that sort of music. They also love, you know, other forms of music that doesn't sound terribly, which may sound very atonal. A lot of punkish sort of music. I can't describe it because I myself don't listen to every genre that they listen to, but I am involved and very engaged with their culture, even though I don't hang out with them myself. Also, they wear another stereotype is they wear Dr. Martin boots. Very common, you know, that sort of thing. It's sort of a bit of British thrown in. And for your information, New Order is a British band. Oh, get out. But the thing is, they'd have troubles with this. I'm sure zine writers, it's not to be derisive, because zine writers are so sad and dark. They're not thinking at the full plane. They're very sad. It's horrible to see them suffer the way they suffer. Why do they suffer like this? Why are they like that? It's hard to fathom. It's just the way it is. Even I've tried to get into their heads. You've got to be careful with them. You've got to treat them with respect. They're very defensive people, like a lot of misfits. You've got to treat them with respect. The thing that's missing from a zine writer's life would be love. That's a critical thing that's missing from a lot of people's lives, but it's actually fouling up everyone in this society. Everyone, including the normal people. So, please, yeah. I set the damn zoom on this stupid thing. I think I'm going to go back, and we've got the zoom too high, I'd say. But I'll tell you one thing, they need some kind of light. How do we get to these zine writers and make them smile? How do we make them, you know, they can still wear their gothic clothes and listen to their music. There's nothing wrong with it, you know, in itself. Why can't they just be allowed to smile and allowed to be colourful? They usually don't have much money. That's another thing. Poor people indeed. Well, photocopier art did have its moment in the glamorous sun, but it's no longer glamorous anymore. It's lost its glamour. It's lost its feel. And even the people who are into the more, creative end of the spectrum, like myself, find that things are not so pleasant. Even I went through a deep depression. It's called an existential crisis. And I'm sure a lot of these people are going through, quote unquote, an existential crisis. And it's hitting people in the copier realm, from the technicians to the zine writers, which, and to everyone, what is wrong? Why is it about copiers that we seem to get picked on? Why? I'll just write this short, STIC. What is this about the copier? What is wrong with a copier? We're the ones who don't even determine its design. We've got no say in it. But we can't fight it. I mean, I will design a self-guided photocopier one day. I'm adamant. I want to do it for the good reasons. And the zine writers are an interesting bunch I'd like to explore. I'd like to know what their potential really is, beyond just writing zines. Beyond mixtaping. Well, most mixtaping is MP3, but there we've got, it's not centered, but it's better. Okay, another thing. Well, this is, Sticky Institute, if you're watching this, I'm not doing this to infringe your copyright, but then you mixtape a lot of other things like I do anyway. That's cool. So this is going to become our original. Well, I'm sure, Sticky, you don't mind me reappropriating your stuff. It's not to rip you off. I don't like ripping people off. I've got ethics. But I like to reappropriate things to express my creativity. I don't like being bogged down by excessive copyright laws, but I will stick within basic guidelines. And if I could get in trouble for exhibiting my work, got to be careful with the legal system. Oh, black as pitch, black as toner on a page. Oh. Yes, within reason, I like to mixtape. I just love images. I don't care if they're commercial or someone else's hand-drawn stuff I see in a rubbish bin or something on the side of the road. I love to pick it up and photocopy it. It's not because I want to rip people off, but it could be inferred that way, and has to be done very, very carefully to avoid this kind of potential legal repercussion. You've got to do it with ethics. Mixtaping is great, but it's not good to mixtape something to the point where someone's copyright's infringed. Now we're getting into heavy stuff, such as colour balance. But basically, it's not. You got to be careful with mixtaping things. I think we're not going to take out too much black. But basically, you got to do it with tact. You can't get. I'm just going to make some fine adjustments. But I'm not going to dob you in if you're doing the wrong thing, because dobbing to me is wrong. Because what's the point? They're not going to listen to you anyway. The legal people, all those people anyway, they don't listen. They just, to them it's like la la la. What do you do? You get in trouble if you report somebody. You get in trouble if you are reported on. So you've got to be careful either way. Personally, if I'm dealing with crime, I'd rather just let it slide. If someone commits a crime against me, well, stuff it. Why bother? It's no use. Even when I was in an existential crisis and I was worried about death and dying. Oh, big issue with zine writers. Please, tread carefully, anyone who's talking to a zine writer, right? Because this is a very painful issue that they are going through. I feel loath to ask them any questions like that. That's how sad they are. Damn it, I've been there. And now as I speak, I'm feeling emotions now. Those zine writers. Those poor little zine writers. I feel their pain. Dark people, but I love them. I've done this wrong. But zine writers. What is it about zine writers? Why are they so sad? Why do they have such a dark attitude? What has caused their existential crisis? You don't even have to be a zine writer to be in this. You can be a person who works for Canon or other copier companies and being turfed out of your own job to feel this agony. And I'll tell you what, it is an agony that like no other. It is an agony that just cuts to the very core of who you are. My opinion is, it's hard to say, but I'd like to think that there's hope for those who are going through it. I believe there is hope. I don't like to speak for other people, but but it's not a nice thing when you're suffering. It is a terrible, terrible, terrible feeling. You don't know whether you're going to fly or whether you're going to sink. You don't know when it's going to end. It could go on for like 20 or more years. It's hideous. It's horrible. It's the worst thing you can ever feel. It's the worst emotions. Like, what is it? Why is it hitting the people who are into the copier game? From the zine writers to the technicians to the photocopier artists who were once in the mix. What is it with copiers? Why are we being attacked from all angles? Attacked by other people too. We even attack each other. We even fight each other. We don't even know how to friend each other half the time. Terrible. I like the general layout. Again, we were using colour, which is not a good idea in practice, but I'm just going to set this in. But why are we being... But that's the thing. It hurts, but the thing is, I think me copier people want to help people, because I know of some who wanted to change the world by teaching us how to impute love into designing a commercial product, which is usually driven by money, revenue, right? Now, for many centuries, but it's been accelerating in the decades, money has been the main driving force behind business. Money. Nothing wrong with money in practice. It's just the way people are overemphasizing it. Overemphasis. And for some reason, we are the ones we can turn evil too. We are, the ones I'm talking about. I myself went through what's called good becoming bad. Good girls gone bad, good boys gone bad. It's a terrible feeling, but it happens. And inside the mind of a zine writer, there's got to be good in a zine writer. A zine writer, to me, I think, has got ethics somewhere stored away, somewhere inside. And there are other types of copier culture too. There are people who belong to the... Damn you. Auto-clear. We need auto-clear. Got auto-clear. So it's really sad. There's a lot of different types of people involved in copier culture. But the thing is, most of us are out of work, and we're having everything shorted out in our lives. So when you're going through an existential crisis, you actually fail at everything. You fail at everything. You don't just have this crushing feeling of some kind of doom and gloom and you die. Whatever. Okay, whatever. Ha ha ha. Yep. You're also failing at the things that you're good at and you love. Isn't that awful? A double whammy. Why? Leave it at 122.4%. We'll just leave it at the preset, which is already stored in here. We didn't actually get that other zoom in there. Right, we've got to do some alterations to the image quality. We might have to use this one, a lighter version. But, I want to say there is hope. I've been there, done that. Been in the can for about more than 21 years. And I've survived. And not only survived, I'm now flying. And this is how I've come to the conclusion of designing a self-guided photocopier. But everyone's at their different stages. But we're all failing. And the thing is, it seems to happen as a team, right? You take down one person, you get the whole damn lot is canned. How can that be? I thought it's usually an individual thing. If you're a good musician and you're doing it with the right cosmic ethics, great. Well, that means you're gonna succeed, but it may be someone else is taking you down that you don't know. But why? It just does not seem fair. It's not fair, you could scream. But things in life, well, again, it just shows that in this world we have to learn. It's talking about unity, right? The world needs more unity. Unity. It's not just about individual effort. So designing a self-guided photocopier is not an individual effort. We don't just sit on our asses dreaming up self-guided photocopier and we do it ourselves. It's not zine culture now. This is getting, the DIY culture. But I'm not scoffing at DIY, because we still have to be creative when we're not making this wonderment of technology. We still got to stick to our roots. We still got to listen to our independent music. We still got to listen to our craft work. We got to listen to our new order. Keep it up. Keep it up. It's the culture. Keep listening to Anne Clark. You know, Sleeper in Metropolis is one of my oldies that I used to listen to. I've got a new version I downloaded off the internet, off Google Music. It's really cool. But yeah, stick with it. I really want you guys to stick with it. If you're a zine writer and you're watching this, I want you to stick with your mixtaping and your copy, you know, your dystopic sort of stuff. You know, but then if you don't feel like being dystopic, now we don't want this red. Whether we're going to take out, what the hell? So basically we got to, you know, it'd be nice to take it beyond mere zine writing and mere photocopier art. I don't want to be just a copier artist for the rest of my life. I love photocopier art. Damn it, I love photocopier art. It has got me through the most darkest periods in my life. Photocopier art has kept me flying. It's kept me alive. It's kept me from going totally bonkers. But photocopier art alone isn't good enough. It didn't cure me of this sickness. It was part of the cure, but it wasn't the only cure. It's the start. It's the starting point. But I don't want to scoff at it, right? Don't give up anything you love, because that's a fatal error. That could trigger an existential crisis. And a lot of people do encourage people to do that. It's not good. Don't listen to them. Don't fight them either. So if your father says give up making zines, well, my father told me to give up making photocopies, and he tore up a few copies. Well, don't listen, but you may have to do it silently, behind the back. Silently. Don't antagonise. I know a lot of zine writers love to they don't love to antagonise, but they've learned to love to antagonise. No accusations here. It's understandable. So yeah, I'm gunning for your zine writers. Whoa, that's it. I didn't expect that. I didn't expect that at all. Dang, it looks good. But we're all at different stages. We're all at different stages. I'm going to have to bang the zoom up to that level again. I'm going to have to go in, and we're going to hold this damn button down, or we're going to use XY, which is a real pain in the ass. Got to do both the coordinate C. So you go back to the keypad, and we want to make it 125%. Now, I know even the zine writers, because of their darkness, right, it's not their fault. It's not your fault, zine writers. You're my friends, but I can't fraternise with you because I want to help you, but I've got lots of work to do. But I'll call you my like Facebook friends, whatever, that sort of friend. Okay, so I can do copier culture on a dark level, on a low level, but I can also fly this thing high into the sky. I'm very blessed and very honoured to have this versatility, to be given this versatility, because most people are locked into a certain style, you know, but that's just the way it is. We're all different. We're all individuals. We don't want everyone to be Daria Huddies in this world. We don't. Why would we want people cloned exactly on me? It's nice to have people who share the same general interests, but why do we want clones? Hello, hello, hello. So out it comes. So the thing is, I like to do different types of copier culture, but I also like to emulate the more primitive stuff too. You know, to do this is just so wonderful, but everyone is different. Everyone is an individual. What? Damn you, auto clear. I'm now gonna reveal the gear. This is a Konica Minolta BizHub C353. And here's an overview of the device. Okay, Sticky Institute, I hope to see you. Hope to see you at the festival this year, 2014. Goodbye.